I.S.U.P.K.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street.
A los hermanos, Shalom Yahweh, Shemo, a las Tambarashim Yahushua, a las hermanas. Un uno en los comentarios si me pueden oír. Un uno en los comentarios si me pueden oír. Yo. No sweat. Sabe que la hermanidad es semejante como la hermanidad de las hermanas. Perdón por estar tarde, Salakia. Ya tú sabes, la esclavitud. No vamos a dejar ningún demonio de YouTube, ni de Facebook, ni nada de eso a parar el trabajo nuestro. All right? Stay with me, Israel. Say shalom. Shalom. Come on, son. Come on, son. Vamos para el libro del Éxodo, ¿verdad? El libro de Éxodo, el Viejo Testamento. Aquí en la escuela, en esta verdad, tenemos que cantarnos con un espíritu, ¿verdad? Una clase de forma. Y empieza a saber en los demás. One second, I hear you. 1 second. Bear with me, Israel.
Shalom, family. Yahweh Shem and Shabrakatah.
As I was saying in the Spanish, right? To be in the truth, you have to have a certain type of spirit. You have to always be brotherly, right? This is something that I have battled in my young man days and in my trooper days, right? On what type of spirit one must have to be in this truth, and that's a brotherly spirit. You understand? You must learn to know those who are among you. You understand? You must have quorum, right? There is no individualites here in the truth. All right, everyone falls in line. We are one body. All right. Dame el libro de Éxodo, capítulo 15, versículo 3, vamos a show. The book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. All right. We're gonna give the I.S.U.P.K Most High Christ. We're gonna give the I.S.U.P a chance to get in from the slave. All right, Salaki for the delay. All right, Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatham. Peace and also fit Morgana Moth, Puerto Rico. All right, holding it down.
Shalom, Yahweh Shem and Shabrakatah.
You can read it when you got it, Baba Kishore.
You said verse 3, sir?
God. The book of Exodus, chapter 3.
Khan. Este es el libro de Éxodo, capítulo 15, versículo 3. Yahweh es varón de guerra.
¿Es qué?
Es varón de guerra.
Varón de guerra, right? El Señor, right? The Lord, the Adawan, right? He is a man of war. All right? The Lord is Salakia. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Understand? Saludos. Shalom. Yahweh Shemar Samba Shem Yahshai. All right. Hermana Dalia out in Puerto Rico. All right. Most High in Christ. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Okay. Esto es guerra, right? La vida de nosotros es guerra. Pero la guerra, como la guerra ser humana, no es espiritualmente, all right? The war we fight is not carnal, all right? It's spiritual. You understand? Dame el capítulo 4 en el mismo libro. Exodus chapter 4, verse 15. El libro Éxodo, capítulo 4, versículo 15. Vamos a escuchar. Callaya Allah.
Este es el libro de Éxodo, capítulo 4, versículo 15. Tú hablarás a él y pondrás en su boca las palabras. Y yo estaré con tu boca y con la suya. Y os enseñaré lo que hayáis de hacer.
said, right? The book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 15. And thou shalt speak unto him and put words in his mouth, and I will be with thy mouth. I will be with thy mouth and with his mouth, and will teach you what ye shall do. All right. So not only do we carry ourselves, right, in a peculiar spirit, right, in a brotherly spirit, right, but everything that comes out of our mouth, right, is seasoned. All right. Nosotros lo cargamos de una forma y hablamos de una forma. Hey, Shalom Yahweh Hashem. Shalom Yahweh Shemon Alafam Hashem Yahshua. Alright. I see my Alma is here with us, Most High in Christ. Alright. We have to be seasoned in our speech. You understand? We don't talk reckless here. Alright, you watch what you say here. Okay. Dame el versículo 16.
Canaron Can, versículo 16. Y él hablará por ti al pueblo. Él te será a ti en lugar de boca. Y tú serás para él en lugar de Dios.
En lugar de Dios, en lugar de Yahweh en hebreo. Right? Verse 16. And he shall be thy spokesman unto the people, and he shall be, even he shall be thee instead of a mouth, and thou shalt be to him instead of God, of power. You understand? Moses, right? Moses was the first general of Israel, right? And he couldn't speak. Right? He had an affliction, right? Whether he stuttered, right, or he, just wasn't apt with his mouth. All right. And the Most High Power appointed Aaron to be his mouthpiece. You understand? If you see us at camp, we have the priest, right, teaching, right, and then you have the priest in training, right, reading the scriptures. All right. It's no different. You understand? You can drop that. I'm at Salaki. I'm under the weather, Israel. Capítulo 18, versículo 21, bajo Pishon. El mismo libro.
Canaron Can. Este es el libro de Éxodo, capítulo 18, versículo 21. Además, escoge tú de entre todo el pueblo varones de virtud, temorosos de Dios, varones de verdad, que aborrezcan la avaricia, y ponlos sobre el pueblo por jefes de millares, de centenas, de 50 y de 10.
Y de 10, ese es el rango, ¿ok? Esto es un ejército. Igual como Moisés tuvo que contar la nación de Israel, él hizo en su ejército, él hizo capitanes, él hizo oficiales, ¿me entienden? Estamos hablando del rango. El rango es muy importante. Right? Rank is very important. You understand? Moses had not to only number the people of Israel, right, of the nation of Israel, right, but he also had to get the Lord's army in order, right? And he made them captains, right? He made them officers, right? Here in Spanish it says lieutenants. You understand? I'm gonna read it in the English for time's sake. Okay, the book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men. All right, so if you heard your calling, if you heard the Lord snatch you up out the world, right? Call you about the world, right? You are an able man, right? Here we test a friend, right? We prove friends here, right? That's why we say brotherhood is a weapon. You understand? I'm paraphrasing. For many shall come, but only few are chosen. Understand? Such as fear God, right? Such as fear Yahweh, right? How do we know that you fear the Lord? That you keep the Lord's statutes and commandments. Understand? The last commandment was to love thy brother, love thy neighbor, right? Your neighbor is your brother, right? Not your African neighbor across the hall. You understand? Don't take it out of context. All right, these scriptures was only for the nation of Israel, no one else. You understand? Men of truth, right? Since 1969, we've been the home of the truth under Commanding General Yohana. All right, men of truth, men of renown, men of the Lord. All right, we are a peculiar people, a nation of priests. Don't take that lightly, Akim. Do not take it very seriously, as if your life depended on it. Your life is no longer your own. You have a job to do. Understand? Hating covetousness. Let me get the definition of covetousness. Baba Kishore. And place such over them to be rulers of thousands, right? And rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. All right. So here, in the school, right, we have generals, right, and then we have captains of 10,000, so like the 13,000, captains of 10,000. Right, you have priests and officers of 5,000, priests and officers of 1,000, priests and officers of 500, right? Priests and officers of 50, right? Then you have your troopers, who are your priests in training, right? And then you have your young men, who are shedding themselves of the world, all right? You can read it when you got it, Baba Kishore.
For the word covetousness?
Khan. If Baba Kishore, if you can adjust your mic, you're coming in very low, warrior.
I was about to say the same on your side.
Oh, no sweat.
Covetousness. A strong or inordinate desire of obtaining and possessing some supposed good, usually in a bad sense, and applied to an inordinate desire of wealth or avarice. The second definition is strong desire or eagerness.
A strong desire. You hate what the Lord hates. You understand? The more you read these scriptures, the more you get grounded. The more you study, the more of a foundation you build for yourself. Okay? Study to show thyself approved. Learn your language. Learn these scriptures. Our enemies swear they know these scriptures, right? They miss the context and then they want to attack you. They want to heckle you. You understand? Stay grounded in this truth. All right, big ups to General Muhammad. General Muhammad said it best, right? He said if you're not talking to someone, talking to the devil. All right, don't get caught up out there. Understand? Most High, the water for that warrior. I'll put it up on screen. Most High Christ. All right. You can look if you don't have the dictionary, right? Which you should, right? You can look in the comments. Big up to Trooper Sawab. All right, that's very brotherly. Most High Christ. All right. Dame el libro de Deuteronomio, right? the book of Deuteronomy, capítulo 1, right, chapter 1, versículo 11, verse 11. Right? It's more to this truth than to say Kwame Asharala, right? More than just fringes, all right? You have to be locked in, right? In this truth, you can never be idle. You can never be comfortable. You understand? You have to constantly be on edge, all right? Constantly be on edge. We bear each other's burdens here. That is brother.
Este libro de Deuteronomio, capítulo 1, versículo 11. Yahweh, Dios de vuestros padres, os haga 1000 veces más de lo que ahora sois, y os bendiga, como os ha prometido.
You can run it down to 17, Bob, for sure. I'll break it down.
Versículo 12. ¿Cómo llevaré yo solo vuestras molestias, vuestras cargas y vuestros pleitos? Versículo 13. Dadme de entre vosotros, de vuestras tribus, varones sabios y entendidos y expertos, para que yo los ponga por vuestros jefes. Versículo 14. Y me respondisteis y dijisteis, bueno es hacer lo que has dicho. Versículo 15. Y tomé a los principales de vuestras tribus, varones sabios y expertos, y los puse por jefes sobre vosotros, jefes de millares, de centenas, de 50 y de 10, y gobernadores de vuestras tribus. Versículo 16. Y entonces mandé a vuestros jueces, diciendo, oíd entre vuestros hermanos, y juzgad justamente entre el hombre y su hermano, y el extranjero. Versículo 17. No hagáis distinción de persona en el juicio, así al pequeño como al grande oiréis. No tendréis temor de ninguno, porque el juicio es de Dios. Y la causa que os fuere difícil, la traeréis a mí, y yo la oiré.
Most High Christ. So I'm gonna run it down for you in the English, right? Let's see. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 11, right? The most high power of your fathers, right? The Lord God of your fathers, right? Which is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right? And whatever tribe you from, that'll be the forefather, right? Make you 1,000 times so many more as ye are. Okay, hold 1 second. Let me get the brother in the class also. Bear with me, bro. And bless you as he hath promised you. All right. So we know, like through the scriptures, right? We were promised to be more than the stars. All right. We were promised eternal life. We was promised blessing upon blessing if we kept the law, statutes, and commandments. Verse 12. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? All right, like I said earlier, where there is no individual like here. You understand? We bear each other's burdens. Right? We do things in decency and in order. Sawab, pull that precept for me, Baba Kushal. That was also last week's precept. All right, do things in decency and in order. All right, this is why we have a rank structure. All right, verse 13. Take you wise men and understanding and known among your tribes. All right, so we know we have 12 tribes. Right, and that rank structure is in every tribe all throughout the nation. Understand? So if you're an also of 50, you're also of 50 not only in your tribe, but for the entire nation. Understand? Know those who labor among you. All right. You have an also of 50 at a different state or a different country, right? Within the school, right? We have I don't want to say the word seniority, you understand? But for example, if Trooper Abawan, let's say he passes all his tests, it becomes an also 50, and then Sawat does, right? Then you would be over Sawat. You understand? Even though both are the same rank, they have a senior rank, so on and so forth. All right, that's just an example. Okay, and I will make them rulers over you. All right. Sawat, you had a question?
Sir, I got the precept for you.
Most High in Christ, you can read it.
Khan. Este es el primer libro de Corintios, capítulo 14, versículo 40. Pero hágase todo decentemente y con orden.
All right, give it to me in the English for time's sake.
Khan. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 40. Let all things be done in decency and in order.
In decency and in order. Right? We have what we call decorum. We have rank structure. Right? There is no individualism here. Right? There is brotherhood, and within that brotherhood, we have triumphalism. Right? Brotherhood is a weapon. Understand? Don't ever forget that. Right? Verse 14. And ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. Verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. Right? Verse 16. And I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. Understand? You already know, if a brother offend you, you go to him and him alone. All right? That's part of that decorum I was talking about earlier. All right? If I offend one of you, for example, right, you come to me and me alone. If I don't hear you, you understand, you go and you bring two witnesses. All right? So that in everyone's mouth, you'll speak the same thing. All right? If I still don't hear you, guess what the next step is? So what?
Counsel, sir.
That damn right. We go to council. All right? But in decency and in order, right, you go to that man and that man alone. It does not matter what his rank is. All right? Let's get that off rip right now. It does not matter if the brother who offended you outranks you. You go to him and him alone. If he hears you, you gain your brother. Y'all salute each other. Y'all keep it moving. You understand? If he don't hear you, you take 2 or more witnesses, 2 to 3 witnesses. All right. If he still don't hear you, you go right up to your captain. You request a trespass counsel, and the generals will call the demons out. We have 0 tolerance for that here. Understand? We enforce the law here. You will be judged according to the scriptures, according to what we just read right here. We will get to the wise men of our tribes, and you will get set straight. You understand, Akim?
Yes, sir.
Most High in Christ. Verse 17. You shall not respect persons in judgment. Right? That's pretty straightforward. Right? There is no favoritism here. There is no individualism here. We're one body. You understand? If you're right, you're right, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. And depending on the circumstance, I don't want to say too much. All right? But you might just get a fine. You understand? Deal with your brother righteously. We're talking here now, righteous judgment. All right? Always think the best of your brothers. All right? There's no one better than no one here. You understand? We have rank for a reason, so that we can keep things in decency and in order. But ye shall hear the small as well as the great. That goes back to, it doesn't matter what rank he has. All right? If you offend a higher man, you will get checked. If a higher man offend you, man, go to him and him alone. Sort that out. All right? Sort that out. Clear everything up. I guarantee you that righteous, right, person over you will say Salaki if I offend you. All right? Keep that brotherhood, man. Out in the world, you don't hear that. In the world, you hear, I'm gonna kill you. No, you a bitch, Salaki. You know, I can't speak as I want to here. You understand? We ain't trying to get flagged or anything. Right? We must be seasoned in speech. Right? Don't get emotional. Hold that decorum. All right? You shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's. Right? And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it on to me, and I will hear it. And that's the council. All right, here we have a council department. Here we have many departments. There's always work to do here. But we have to do it with brotherhood. Don't ever. I'll give you an example. I was a trooper, early days as a trooper. Right, Captain Katazai. Big up Captain. Big up Captain Katazai. Right, Captain Katazai. Right, we at camp. Right, it's hot as hell. You know, we had to get ice. So I was instructed to go to one particular spot to get ice. They didn't have ice, right? So I went across the street on my own. I didn't come back and report. Right? I went across the street, got the ice. I got more than enough, and I was told by Captain Kazazai, don't ever do things on your own. You follow the order. You understand? That's just a small example. All right. You guys get the Hebrew Academy, you'll definitely learn how to follow orders. All right. I'll leave that there. You can drop that. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 16. You can let Hadors read Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 18. Sawap, hold Matthew 20 and 20, Baba. Other one, Abadan or Abadan? Which one is it, Salaki?
Abaddon.
Abadan. Most High Christ.
Sorry, sir.
Khan.
You want that in English or Spanish?
We're gonna go both. We got enough time to go both. All right.
Khan.
You know, some of the Akim, right, who's watching right now at the slave, right, big those brothers up. All right. Some of the metaverse, right. Some of them can't speak Spanish. All right. Some of them know English, so I like to go back and forth. All right. They, at the end of the day, they understand. All right. If we had 2 more hours, I'll add the Hebrew in it. All right. We got the gift of tongues here in this school. All right. We have interpreters. Okay. You can read it when you got it, Abadan.
Khan, sir. So book of
Nice and loud. It appears that we sound very low. And you can read it in the English after you're done also.
Ok, el libro de Deuteronomio, capítulo 16, versículo 18. ¿Tienes tu?
Khan. What? I was waiting for that all night.
Dice, jueces y oficiales pondrás en todas tus ciudades que Yahweh tu Dios te dará en tus tribus, los cuales juzgarán al pueblo con todo, con justo juicio.
Con justo juicio. Dámelo en inglés, Baba Kashar.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 18. Dice, okay, Shalaki, English, right? Let's see. 16, verse 18. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 18. Judges and officers shall thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment.
Justo juicio. Judgment. Right? That is righteous judgment. All right. There is no righteous judgment in the world. You understand? Everything is stinking thinking. They think the worst. All right. This is pretty straightforward. Y'all follow so far?
Khan.
Most High Christ. Let's go to the New Testament. Right. Matthew chapter 20, verse 20. You can read it when you got it.
Abadan, tú lo tienes.
Khan.
El libro de Mateo, capítulo 20, versículo 20. Entonces se le acercó la madre de los hijos de Zebedeo con sus hijos, postrándose ante él y pidiéndole algo.
Sí, sigue leyendo.
Versículo 21. Él le dijo, ¿qué quieres? Ella le dijo, ordena que en tu reino se sienten esos 2 hijos míos, el uno a tu derecha y el otro a tu izquierda.
Y el otro a tu izquierda. Right. Sigue leyendo.
Versículo 22. Entonces Yahushua respondiendo dijo, no sabéis lo que pedís. ¿Podéis beber del vaso que yo he de beber y ser bautizados con el mismo bautismo con que yo soy bautizado? Y ellos le dijeron, podemos. Versículo 23.
Sigue leyendo.
Él les dijo, a la verdad, de mi vaso beberéis, y con el bautismo con que yo soy bautizado, seréis bautizados. Pero él sentaros a mi derecha y a mi izquierda. No es mío darlo, sino aquellos para quienes está preparado por mi Padre.
Por mi Padre, right? Ese es otro precepto. Escríbenlo en los libros de precepto de la Trinidad, right? That cuts the Trinity right there, all right? Where he directly, in words of red, said it's not his directly, right? But his Father, meaning Yahweh, meaning our power. All right, so that's a clean cut that Christ is not God, and this is right out of the New Testament. All right, the breakdown to this right here is Luke chapter 22. All right, that is a whole different class. All right, you can read it in the English for time's sake.
The
The
book of Matthew.
context of it, Salaka warrior, that was my fault.
Okay.
The context of this is doing things in decency and in order, and it's a great example of our King Yahushua actually manifesting it. All right, he didn't put himself above our power. You understand? Even our King did things in decency and in order, and it's also a clean cut for that Trinity BS that Christians believe. All right, but understand the context. You came into this truth and you took that oath, you're going to drink out of that same cup. Understand? We want no cowards in our camp. Read it when you got it.
The book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. Verse 21. And he said unto her, what wilt thou? She saith unto him, grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. Verse 22. But Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of? And to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. Verse 23. And he saith unto them, ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father.
Of my Father. All right. Christ is not God. Christ did things in decency and in order. Christ did not do away with the law. All right. So don't take the law into your own hands. All right. You live your life every day as if you was at camp. You hold posts, right? You speak when you're spoken to. You follow orders. You understand? I think that's all decorum. You understand? Never take things into your own matters, right? Don't lean on your own understanding. Right? Once again, the breakdown to that is Luke chapter 22. All right, give me chapter 25, Abadan, in the same book, chapter 25. Matthew chapter 25, San Mateo 25, capítulo 1 al 13, Swap,
Salaki,
whole
sir.
Mark chapters. Go ahead.
You said Matthew 25, then you said Matthew chapter 1, and then you said Matthew chapter 1 to something else. Were you saying Matthew 25 verse 1?
Salaki, I have a code. Salaki. I need a Abadan to get Matthew's chapter 25, verse 1. And then I said Sawat, give me the book of Mark, chapter 11, verse 28. Well, sure.
Okay.
All right, so this is, as you already know, right, when you battle a Christian, you battle right with the New Testament, right? You take that right from them. You know what I'm saying? This chapter right here, this is our King speaking. Abadan, you can read it when you got it.
Salaki, Abadan. You're on mute.
Salaki.
Vamos a-
El libro de Mateo, capítulo 25, versículo 1. Entonces el reino de los cielos será semejante a 10 vírgenes que tomando sus lámparas salieron a recibir al esposo.
Sigue leyendo hasta el 13.
Versículo 2. 5 eran prudentes y 5 insensatas. Versículo 3. Las insensatas, tomando sus lámparas, no tomaron consigo aceite. Versículo 4. Mas las prudentes, tomando aceite en sus vasijas, juntamente con sus lámparas. Versículo 5. Y tardándose el esposo, cabecearon todas y se durmieron. Versículo 6. Y a la medianoche se oyó un clamor. Aquí viene el esposo, salir a recibirle. Versículo 7. Entonces todas aquellas vírgenes se levantaron y arreglaron sus lámparas. Versículo 8. Y las insensatas dijeron a las prudentes, dadnos de vuestras aceite, porque nuestras lámparas se apagan. Versículo 9. Mas las prudentes respondieron, diciendo, para que no nos falte a nosotras y a vosotras, id más bien a los que venden y comprar para vosotras mismas. Versículo 10. Pero mientras ellas iban a comprar, vino el esposo, y las que estaban preparadas entraron con él a las bodas, y se cerró la puerta. Versículo 11. Después vinieron también las otras vírgenes, diciendo, Señor, Señor, ábrenos. Mas él respondiendo dijo, de cierto os digo que no os conozco. Velad pues, porque no sabéis el día ni la hora en que ha de venir, en que el Hijo del Hombre ha de venir.
Most High Christ. Man, son inglés, Baba Kashor. That's very important. Even when you choose a rib here in the truth, all right, you'll see a lot of this, right, amongst women itself. All right, apply this in your daily life. Understand the context here. All right. What's that precept from earlier? Swap, so like I'm paraphrasing.
1 Corinthians, sir.
Apt to teach. Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them. Doing decency and an order, right? And a priest should be apt to teach. Salaki, that's the one I'm looking for. Apt to teach.
I'll look it up, sir.
Salaki, if I sound funny, I have a mean cold. My head is pounding.
Want me to read in English?
Okay, we'll read in English.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Verse 2. And 5 of them was wise, and 5 were foolish.
5 were foolish, and 5 were wise. All right. So, Lockie, that was the other precept. You know, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You can apply that to warfare. That's a warfare scripture. All right. Apply that in your everyday lives. All right. You want to be wise. You don't want to be foolish. All right. Read on.
Verse 3. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Verse 4. Their lamps, right? Salaka word. They took their lamps and they were unprepared. It's like when you come to class and you don't have your sword, you don't have your dictionary, right? You don't have your proper music, you don't carry a 1611. All right. You're foolish. You're selfish. All right. Read on.
Verse 4. But the wise took oil in their vessel with their lamps.
With their lamps, man. They thought ahead of time. All right. So, you know, if you're going to class, right, you have extra everything. You're more than ready to be apt to teach. Right, you got that precept, Swap?
Khan.
Yeah, for time's sake, read it.
This is 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 24. And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach, patient.
Apt to what?
Apt to teach.
Read on.
Patient.
Is that
was it, sir. That was it, sir.
Most High Christ. No te desesperes. En este trabajo no te desesperes. No te emociones. Everybody understand?
Con.
Sigue leyendo.
Verse 5. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept.
All right. You know, don't have the spirit of a sluggard, Aki. Have so much zeal you can't get it up off you. Have so much zeal that you make everyone around you zealous. Zealous, not jealous. Right? Zealous. Be about your father's business. This is what we're doing here. All right? We are zealous for the Lord. We can't get enough. I want y'all to OD on these scriptures. Understand? Read on.
Verse 6. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Verse 7. And all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Verse 8. And the foolish say unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are going out. Verse
So our
9.
lamps are gone out, right? That is not brotherly at all. That is not sisterly at all. Understand? That is not decency and in order whatsoever. That is very selfish. That is very unlearned. And that is not one West. You understand? Read on.
Verse 9. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourself. Verse 10. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom come, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
The door was shut, man. You don't want the doors of these schools, right? The doors of the truth to be shut behind you. Alright? Gotta be ready. Gotta be ready at all times. We are men of war, Aki. Read on.
Verse 11. Afterward came also the other virgin, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. Verse 12. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not.
I know you what?
I know you not.
I know you not, man. You know those who labor among you, Aki. It is very important. Know those who labor among you. Be over brotherly. Be over zealous. Be so overly that it is contagious, Aki. Alright? You don't see.
Verse 13.
I'm the one I know. Sawap I know. The Daya Allah I know. Alright? Quataza I know. Magana Maf I know. Dahlia I know. You understand? I know everybody. Jonathan Yashikar. I know him. Alright? I know Peace and also 50 Yarad. Alright? I know all the Akim and Wafin in the school. Know those who labor among you. Alright? Read on.
Verse 13. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
When the Son of Man cometh, man, I can't say he's gonna come as a thief in the night. We're approaching the Lord's only official, right, 54th Passover. And this one thing you will always hear at the Passover is that the Lord can come tonight. Make sure your swords is nice and sharp, right? Your lamps have more than enough oil, right? And you are a man of truth, fearing the Most High power. Don't get them doors shut behind you, all right? It's a lot. Read on.
Verse 14.
Verse 13.
I already read it. Select.
Read verse 13.
Verse 13. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
Right. Drop that. Give me the book of Mark. Salaki Agni. Salaki. Hold Mark. Salaki.
No sweat.
Can you hear me?
Kanaron Khan.
Most High in Christ. The book of Mark, chapter 11, verse 28. Well, sure.
Kanaron Khan. Este libro de Marcos, capítulo 11, versículo 28. Y le dijeron, ¿con qué autoridad hace estas cosas? ¿Y quién te dio autoridad para hacer estas cosas?
Read in the English.
The book of Mark, chapter 11, verse 28. And say unto him, by what authority doest thou these things? And who gave thee this authority to do these things?
All right, so once again, that falls right in line to decency and order. All right, here we follow orders. All right, we don't take anything amongst ourselves. All right, now you'll learn the difference between falling in, right, and going above and beyond for the school and the occupant. You understand? No one will ever knock the zeal. Right? Understand that. Right? No one will ever knock your zeal. But you won't get corrected here. Alright? You will get taught how to speak properly, seasoned here. You will learn how to follow orders. You will learn protocol. You understand, Akim?
Kanaron Khan.
Most High Christ. You can drop that. We're gonna close it out with 2 Thessalonians. Get there with you. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3. Bear with me. Second Thessalonians, segundo Tesalonicenses, capítulo 3, versículo 6. Second Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 6. Whoever got it?
Este es el libro de segundo Tesalonicenses, capítulo 3, versículo 6. Pero os ordenamos, hermanos, en el nombre de nuestro Señor Yahushua, que os apartéis de todo hermano que ande desordenadamente y no según la enseñanza que recibisteis de nosotros.
Sigue leyendo hasta el nuevo, que yo.
Versículo 7. Porque vosotros mismos sabéis de qué manera debéis imitarnos, pues nosotros no anduvimos desordenadamente entre vosotros. Versículo 8. Ni comimos de balde el pan de nadie, sino que trabajamos con afán y fatiga día y noche, para no ser gravoso a ninguno de vosotros. Versículo 9. No porque no tuviésemos derecho, sino por daros nosotros mismos un ejemplo para que no nos imitaseis.
Léemelo en inglés, vamos a escuchar.
Canaron Khan.
No.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3, verse 6 through 9.
No.
Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Yahushua Christ, that ye withdraw yourselves from every brother that walketh disorderly, and not
That
after
walketh
the
what?
that walketh disorderly.
Disorderly, right? Disorderly. Examine yourself. When we was in the world, we were very disorderly. Understand? We had authority issues, right? We couldn't take constructive criticism. Understand? Read on.
And not after the tradition which he received of us.
She received of us, and those traditions you learned it here, in the home of the truth, under Commandant Jerihanna, under the righteous men, right? Your captains of 10,000s, right? Your officers of thousands. Understand? By coming to class. Alright, read on.
Verse 7. For yourselves know how ye ought to follow us. For we behave not ourselves disorderly among you.
Disorderly among you. Alright? That's that spirit. That's that decorum. Understand? There's no effeminate people here. These are men of war. Alright? You ain't gotta be a killer everywhere you go. Understand? I'm paraphrasing. One shuts his mouth and is considered wise. Saying the foolish, they just yap. They bump their gums. You understand? Sigue leyendo.
Verse 8. Neither did we eat any man's bread for naught, but wrought with labor and travail night and day, that we might not. Salakia.
Go ahead.
That we might not be chargeable to any of you.
To any of you, man. That's that bearing of burdens. You understand? There's always work to do here as a priest. Whether it's translating, whether it's flyers, whether it's checking up on your occupant. Alright? Studying. So when you're a young man, all the way up to a trooper, right? Your job is to study. Get your officer's test, you study some more. Never stop studying. Right? When you become an officer, you start getting some work. You will get a lot of work thrown at you. Don't take more than you can bear. Alright? Master the simple things first. Alright, so that you can master the greater things that come after. Understand? Never question a man above you. Just follow the order. Alright, read on.
Verse 9. Not because we have not power, but to make ourselves an ensample unto you to follow us.
To follow us, man. We read about many prophets, many apostles. I think Paul inspired somebody to be a Jew, right? At least it was mentioned, all right? You never know who's watching, right? We have all the governments, right? All the agencies of the government here in our captivity, right? They're watching us. They're watching us with a microscope, man. All right, you got fake Israelite groups, right? Disorderly, right? Letting heathens in, killing our sisters, all right? You got brothers out there very disorderly, right? preaching that it's right, it's within the law to rape, you know, all that's disgusting. It's despicable, man. Right? That's not truthful. Understand? They're very unlearned, very disorderly. They have no oil in their lamps. They're individual lights. You understand? You know? We don't have.
Verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
Neither should he eat, man. That's pretty straightforward. All right? That's pretty straightforward right there. Any questions, Akim? Spot.
May I have the precepts before Exodus 18 and 21?
Khan. The first precept was Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, right? And then the following precept was the book of Exodus chapter 4, verse 15 through 16. Got it?
Khan.
Most High Christ. Any questions? The standards, right? We have the standards. Yeah, Salaki. You always understand the standards.
Standards, sir.
Go ahead, Sawab.
When you say standards, you mean the equipment?
The standards for each tribe. Each tribe has a standard. Sawab, go ahead.
Where do we learn the standards from?
I'm about to give it to you.
Come
I
on.
have to ask if you guys understood the standard. Like, Sawab, you should mind one, correct?
That's correct, sir.
God, so your standard would be the battle axe, right? The one would be the boat. Myself, the standard for my tribe would be the uniform. All right. All right, you ready? You can call them symbols, right? For time's sake. I'm gonna just run down the precepts one by one, and you can go over them on your own time. Ready?
Khan.
Most High in Christ. All right. So we have in the book of Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 33. Verse 8. Verse 17 to 18. I got it?
Khan.
All right. The book of Daniel, chapter 11, verse 2 through 6. You have it say Khan, so I can move on to the next precept.
Khan.
Oh, sorry, Christ. The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and 9.
Khan.
I believe that one was Judah, right? 49 and 9. Genesis 49 and 20, right? There's your Asherites. Genesis 49 and 19 will be your Gadites. Genesis 30 and 14, your Reubenites.
Con.
Genesis 4, Most High Christ. Genesis 49 and 27, Benjamin.
49.
Genesis 49, verse 22, right? That's Ephraim. That's Aparium. Genesis 37 and 17, that would be Manasseh.
Can you repeat that, sir? Babakasha?
The book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 17. That would be the tribe of Manasseh. Genesis chapter 49, verse 13. That'll be Abaddon's tribe right there, right? Zabalawan. And Genesis 49 and 14, right? Be Yashakar. All right. I believe 33, Deuteronomy 33, the first one I gave you, I believe that would be on verse 8 would be Levi. All right. So I want you to run these down on your own time. All right. This is pretty straightforward. All right. So about 5 Passovers ago, right, I came out the world running fast, and I sat down in 1 West 125th Street, right, and a fellow Ephraimite, right, Saran Katazah Bonaparium, right, of 10,000. Right, I had called him. I said, "Where's the school?" Got tired of being an online student, and these was my notes on my first day of class, and I shared it with you right out of my precept book. I understand decorum, understand rank structure, understand decency and an order, understand brotherhood, Akim. We all we got. Brotherhood is a weapon.
It's a weapon.
That being Israel, we say amajim, which means to stand. And of Israel, amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Rock.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatham.
Yad-Ta, which means hands down. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. But of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Rock. Yahweh Shamar.
Yahweh Shamar Ladan by Shem Yahushua.
Yad-Ta, means hands down. Dismiss. Hey, Salakia, for my tone, I have a cold. I came right out of the slave, all right, to do the Lord's work. Shalom, Akim. See you next week. Tune in for the Sabbath service this Saturday, Salakia. Been getting out of the slave very, very, very late. All right. I'll be filling in for preaching also Tabak on Mondays. All right. And you know, stay brotherly, Akim. Shalom.
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 Don't forget to follow the sheet. So what?